be having a sport check within the Canadian Tire. These are their newer stores that are going to be coming out in the next 2 years. As well, another big thing is they're starting to carry major appliances. This is continuing with the trend that Canadian Tire has taken on in the last few years, which was to increase a focus on kitchen and housewares. They've formed alliances with Cuisinart and KitchenAid, and as such, they have become the market leader in kitchen appliances and cookware. So they're trying to move forward with that and then go into major appliances, washers and dryers and the like. What this will do on the one hand is they're going to start competing with different sorts of companies like the Brick and Leon's, but as well, this is, I think, is another great example of the company really diversifying their product, the type of products that they offer. So, you know, if the hardware business is taking a hit, they can fall back on housewares, their pet supplies business, and appliances. As well, they have the Jumpstart program. It's a national program that really goes into the neighborhoods. You're going to see a lot of Canadian Tire branding in sports fields. To date, they've given over 315,000 children an opportunity to play organized sports. They provide registration, equipment, and transportation for the children. And again, it's a national program, but seen very much by customers in their own neighborhoods, which is a nice benefit. As well, they're going to be discontinuing Canadian Tire money. Can you believe that? This is sort of a last-minute discovery. Introduced nationally in 1961, we all know the Canadian Tire coupon program that would give you coupons worth less than $1 based on what your purchase was. They're replacing it with a new rewards program that's going to be card-based. So you're going to have a little Canadian Tire rewards card in your pocket. Whether people are going to respond to that, how they're going to, you know, it's probably easier to carry one card than a million pieces of paper. But there is that kind of love affair that Canadians have with having these Canadian Tire dollars. The other thing is that a lot of third-party charities ask for donations of your extra hoarded Canadian Tire money, so they can then take that and spend it and help benefit the charity. So now with the card base, how's that going to work, and what's sort of public viewing of Canadian Tire is going to change because of that. Moving on to RONA, the RONA advantages, they're issuing RONA credit cards. This is sort of them trying to get into the financial business, the financial market like Canadian Tire has. So far it's been successful. They're calling it RONA Advantages. And it's been made a permanent program now. Between 2010 and 2009, they've actually got more than triple the amount of people getting these cards. The benefit of the card really is that the credit card holders, usually their basket purchases are larger, and they visit the store more frequently. So beyond just that of you know, trying to get people to spend more than they have, they're actually getting people through the store. Coming back to the store more often and spending a little bit more money, which is great. They also have a multi-phased expansion plan. We started with a PEP last year. The program enabled reductions in inventory levels, which is, as we heard, was really big. They got a lot of money tied up in their inventory, so this program was an attempt to sort of lower that. They're distributing their assets a lot faster, and they're not holding things for as long. As well, they attribute this to increasing their market share from 17.5 to 19% from the year beginning 2010 till the end. As well, in 2010, they added about 300,000 square feet of store. 14 stores were renovated, and this is all part of their PEP in phase 2 called the New World program, where they're trying to sort of trend up the look of RONA, which you can also see on their new online magazine, which I'll move into now. Basically, instead of waiting for next year for the catalog, they're sending these out and really capitalizing on the e-commerce end of things. What's very interesting about this online magazine is that there's less of a focus on the DIY and more of a focus on the smaller product purchases that you can make, picture frames, bookshelves, things like that. And as a result, when you look at the layout, it looks a lot like an IKEA kind of catalog, which I think they're trying to get a younger demographic and sort of diversify from just the DIYers. As well, they have this eco-responsible renovation guide, which is really quite brilliant. They launched this thing last year, and it basically they did this in collaboration with the International Chair in Life Cycle Assessment, which is a really fancy way of saying they're increasing their transparency in how they are sourcing their products. Basically five stages: resource acquisition, manufacturing, packaging, and transportation, use, and end of life. So what this is basically saying is you want to go into renovation, you want to be green about it, not only green as in reduce your costs as far as electricity and whatnot, but actually sourcing greener products. So this is an unprecedented level of transparency seen in North American companies. And Yeah, that's it for me.
Okay, thanks for that. Despite all these initiatives by RONA, we always have to come back to the financials. And as we saw in the overview and the ratio analysis, Canadian Tire was stronger in almost every category and in most situations. The cash from operations is a lot more impressive. Theirs is going up, RONA's is going down. Canadian Tire is paying down their debt. They do have a lot of long-term debt, but in the next 5 years, most of those payments per year are in the order of 10, 20 million, whereas which is a very small percentage of their assets and liabilities. As Rajat showed, the ratios for two companies showed that Canadian Tire had a stronger cash lag, quick ratio, cash ratio, things like that. And a recent bit of news was that while Canadian Tire has had a stable credit rating, RONA's was actually downgraded by some of the big agencies like S&P. So our choice, Canadian Tire.
I think you might have guessed already what the decision I'm going to make as an investor. Yeah, you're thinking right. It's CanadianTire. To make the long story short, because they have the large return of equity and large return on assets as compared to this, I'm in favor of the CanadianTire. Moreover, the most interesting thing is the investor return is plus 7-12% even at the time of the recession as compared to RONA, which is still fighting with the recession. They are doing good, they are trying to do good, but still they are not over it. So I'm not going to invest and kind of take the risk. Moreover, the acquisition of Forzani Group, which it reveals that for the future operation of the CanTire will be much better as compared to RONA according to me. That's why I'm going to invest in the CanadianTire. Thanks.
Any questions?
Yes.